A Senate report released Monday says AI and automation could replace nearly 100 million jobs across various industries over the next decade. The report, conducted by Democratic staffers on the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, led by Senator Bernie Sanders, independent from Vermont, outlines how AI and automation will impact the American economy and workforce. Sanders, the ranking member on the Help Committee, has warned of the consequences widespread use of AI and automation can have for workers. As part of their investigation, staffers asked ChatGPT, OpenAI's chatbot, to predict the impact of AI and automation on certain industries. Of the 20 workforce ChatGPT said would be most affected by the technological rush, 15 will see more than half of their workforces replaced by AI and automation over the next decade. The workforce most impacted will be fast food and counter employees. According to a report, more than 3 million fast food and counter workers will be replaced over the next 10 years, accounting for 89% of the workforce. Other workforces that will be significantly affected include customer service representatives, laborers in freight, stock and material movers, and secretaries and executive assistants, not including legal, medical, and executive positions. The report said that 83%, 81%, and 80% of those workforces, respectively, will be replaced in the next decade. The report also calls for policy changes to provide guardrails for workers amid the move to AI and automation, saying the impact of AI and automation will be determined by a set of choices. It calls for, among other pieces of legislation, a standardized 32-hour work week, extended overtime and break protections, a minimum wage of at least $17 an hour, elimination of tax loopholes for corporations that use AI and automation, and requirements for corporations to give workers a stake in the business. Sanders, in a Fox News op-ed published Monday, doubled down on the report's findings, saying increased technological capacity risk dehumanizing individuals. We do not simply need a more efficient society, Sanders said. We need a world where people live healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives. You know, the fast food one I've already seen start to take effect. I mean, I talked about how you go to a McDonald's now and you don't even speak to a person. You go to the kiosk, this big screen with all the different things on the menu, and you click on there and add this to the cart and then pay the machine, and then only when you're leaving the place do they have a person who goes, order 78. Other than that, it's mostly just interacting with devices and machines. You call these different banks. Thank you for calling, whatever. It's scary. And we know the reason for it. Corporations are hoping that by having AIs, which don't require a salary, any, days off, no benefits whatsoever, that they can benefit their company by saving money on labor. But what I've said before is that when this becomes so widespread, right, because they're talking about 100 million jobs getting replaced. 100 million is a little bit under 1/3 of the total U.S. population, right? We have 300 million people. So if we're going to get to a point where 100 million people, 100 million jobs that are available now are not available in 10 years, how are people supposed to take care of themselves? I mean, and again, this goes back to what I was saying of how the idea behind implementing AIs is that, we're going to save on labor costs and having to actually pay somebody. But if every job is replacing human beings with machines, then how are people supposed to buy anything if they don't have a job to make any money off of? But it's amazing, man, the types of things that employers will do just to get out of paying the people that work for them. And it would be one thing if it were like one industry, right? Like, okay, all the fast food jobs are going to be gone in 10 years. But this Senate report found 100 million jobs are going to be gone across all types of different fields. I'm looking at some of the ones they have here. Customer service representatives. That's true, because you call these different businesses now, and it's a machine. And the reason they have the machine instead of an actual person is because they won't have to pay anybody to answer calls all day and all night. That is something that could be divided among 3 different people a day. So they're, saving money by not having anyone actually at the machine. Laborers and freight, that's another one. And these warehouse jobs are going to be gone because they're going to have AIs with cranes and, operating machines. And then that'll just be more labor that's gone. And look at these numbers. The report said that of these customer service jobs, laborers and freight, stock and material movers, secretaries and executive assistants, 83%, 81%, and 80% of those workforces will be replaced. So that means if you're working as a customer service representative or a laborer or any of these jobs, there is a 4 out of 5 your job is 4 out of 5 times likely to be gone in 10 years. We were talking about how this year we saw the largest number of layoffs, and how we're finding out that employers apparently are hiring 58% times less the number of people that at this point this year than they were last year. And it just seems like every time we get a report on work and jobs and the economy, again, most things having to do with employees and how they're doing, it's always bad. It's always this many jobs got cut, this place is going out of business. It just seems that there's nothing with regard to jobs to look forward to. Like, if it's already this damn difficult to get a job, how easy is it going to be when over 80% of all these different workforces are deleted? They're replaced by machines. And like I said, the corporations think that they're doing themselves some kind of victory, but it's going to come back to bite them when you can't replace people in terms of if you want to replace the workers with machines, and this becomes such a widespread thing and nobody can get a job, nobody will be able to afford to buy any of this stuff that you're selling, and that's going to crash the economy even more. So it's like in their desire to save money by hiring as few people as they can, when these machines are becoming more and more common, all they're going to do is end up screwing up the economy, because if nobody has a job, no one's going to be able to buy anything. So it's getting really scary, and I don't know what the solution will be. Honestly, I think we should just have some bill that just outlaws AIs in the workforce. Like, what purpose do they serve? Why? And this is where me and a lot of these conservatives get into it. If you believe people should work to make it on their own, right, the whole pull yourself up by your bootstrap stuff, you should despise machines taking, think about this, they always complain about, the illegal immigrants, they're taking the jobs of Americans, and once they deport everybody, magically there will be all these positions available. Well, hell, all those positions are going to be taken over by machines in 10 years anyway. That's what I'm getting at. Like, if you're someone who believes in that theory, right, of the illegal immigrants stealing all the jobs, well, what do you have to say about the machines taking all the positions? 100 million of them. That means that, again, if the U.S. population stays close to where it is, people are having less kids, whatever, there will be 1/3 of Americans who just will not have any chance to get a job, because all 100 million jobs just be gone. It's nuts.